definitions. So here you can write the maximum angle of the maximum angle at which the light ray is incident on the fiber is nothing but acceptance angle, that is indicated as theta m or pi m. You may write any manner pi m. So that is sine inverse of square root of n1 square minus n2 square. That is the formula you can write here.
Sir, your notes is not visible, sir.
Wait 1 minute. Now it is visible. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, now it is visible. Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Write in the definition the maximum angle at which a light ray is incident upon a core and accepts for transmission is called acceptance angle. You can write this definition. This is my previous notes. Clearly here I am writing. That's why I am not showing the PPT here. It may be theta A or theta M. Acceptance angle. That's why theta A or maximum light gathering at the fiber is nothing but maximum angle taken by the light. Okay, the maximum angle at which light ray is incident upon the core and accepts for the transmission is called acceptance angle. Then the property of the fiber, it is given by theta m, is sine inverse of, you can write just NA, that capital letters. NA is nothing but numerical aperture. We will discuss the definition later. Next, after completion of this acceptance angle, you can write theta m is sine inverse NA. Very important. So theta maximum is equal to sine inverse of that. NA definition is square root of n1 square minus n2 square. Square root of n1 square minus n2 square. Then the refractive index of core is n1 and cladding is n2, we know, and n1 is greater than n2. And the outside medium from which the light is launched into the fiber, we are taking as refractive index of n0. Outside medium refractive index is n0, core refractive index is n2, and cladding refractive index is n2. Core is n1, cladding is n2. Let a ray enter the fiber at an angle theta I. So for this, from this diagram, it is visible diagram.
Yes, sir.
You can draw this diagram. I am taking one fiber, core and cladding. We are showing here. Core refractive index is n1, cladding refractive index is n2. Dotted line is core axis, and here outside medium is n0. The incident ray maintains an angle theta I. Incident ray makes an angle at the interface of the core axis is theta I, and that can be reflected into the core another point, that is B and C and so on, like that. B and other point, it can be reflected. That is nothing but total internal reflected ray. For simplification, I was given maybe points here and here. Refracted an angle theta R. Can able to identify this. Incident angle is theta I. In the core, the refracted ray or reflected ray angle is theta R. This clear? Those points first you can write. And with respect to normal, at point B, I am taking one normal, one straight line I am taking. There, the angle is pi. What is the purpose of that one? We can see now. You can write these points. Ray enter the pi bar at an angle theta I to the axis of the core, as we seen, and the refracted ray makes an angle theta r with the core cladding interface. Angle is pi. If pi is greater than pi c, total internal reflection takes place. Pi is greater than or equal to pi c, total internal reflection takes place. As long as pi is greater than or equal to theta c, the light remains within the pi bar. Light remains within the pi bar. So we'll see that what is a theta c. Theta c is here critical angle. What is that? We will see now. So from Snell's law, n1 sin pi 1 is equal to n2 sin pi 2. Here I am taking theta, that's why I am writing as theta. If you are using pi, you can write as pi. Is it clear? All are following or not? Hello?
Yes,
All are
sir.
following? Okay, so this is Snell's law, n1 sin pi 1 or theta 1. Here I am taking thetas, that's why n1 sin theta 1 is equal to n2 sin theta 2. And apply for this diagram. Then you'll get here n1 is nothing but one medium. From n0 to n1 we are transmitting the light. So n1, in place of n1 I am taking n0 sine incident angle is theta I. So that's why sine theta I is equal to the refracted ray is having the angle theta r. That's why theta 2 place I am taking theta r, and the core medium is core refractive index is n1. Nothing but n1 is equal to n0, n2 is equal to n1. This is the formula. N1 sin theta 1 is equal to n2 sin theta 2 is the formula. I am substituting in this formula n1 as n0, n2 as n1, and theta 1 as theta I, theta 2 as theta r. Then from this I am writing n1 by n0. n1 by n0 is equal to then sin theta I by sin theta r. From the sin theta I is equal to this one. I am taking as first equation. Up to now you can write sin theta I is equal to n1 by n0 sin theta r. Clear it is? Over? Completed the diagram, first definition and the diagram up to equation 1. Then I will give you the continuation. Then this is the continuation. You can write from triangle ABC. I am taking points A, B, C from the last diagram. If you want, you can see again. In this, take at a core instant with theta I, at which the light ray is incident. That point is A, and at the core cladding interface, point B, and at the normal from point B to one straight line I am taking. That straight line touches the core axis at some particular point, that is a C. Then from triangle ABC, write these points, note down these points, ABC. Then from triangle ABC, sin theta r is equal to sin 90 minus theta, sin 90 minus pi. So the refracted ray is equal to sin 90 minus pi. 90 minus pi is nothing but theta r we are getting. Then sin theta r is equal to sin 90 minus pi is cos pi. From the formula, sin 90 minus pi is cos pi. Then sin theta r is cos pi. That is final one. Substitute in place of sin theta r as cos pi. Then you'll get sin theta I is equal to n1 by n0 cos pi. In place of sin theta r, I am substituting cos pi. That is equation 2. That is equation 2.
Sir, it
After
is
you
not
can write-
visible, sir. Sir, now it is visible, sir.
For me, it is visible.
Equation 1 only visible, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Okay. From triangle ABC, we are going to write sin theta r is equal to sin 90 minus pi. At point B, the angle is pi. Remember that. At point A, the angle is theta r. Okay, that's why at point C, the angle maintains 90 degrees. That's why sin theta r is equal to sin 90 minus pi. That is nothing but cos pi. I'm substituting in place of sin theta r in first equation as cos pi. Then we will get equation 2. Sin theta I is equal to n1 by n0 cos pi. It is clear? Now, theta I occurs when pi is equal to theta c. That is nothing but theta I is equal to theta m. So you can write the largest value of theta I occurs when pi is equal to theta c. Pi is equal to theta c. Then pi is equal to theta c. That pi is nothing but theta I is equal to theta m. This point you can write. This is important point. The largest value of theta I occurs when pi is equal to theta c. What we are going to calculate? We are going to calculate the acceptance angle. That is a maximum angle we need. That can be possible when theta is equal to, pi is equal to theta c. So that we are substituting in the second equation. Substitute second equation. So sin theta I is nothing but maximum angle, theta m. So sin theta m is equal to n1 by n0 cos pi is represented as theta c, critical angle. Pi is nothing but theta c. So, and incident angle is maximum angle we need. That's why those two I am substituting, pi as theta c, theta I as theta m. In the second equation I am substituting, then we will get the third equation. Sin theta m is equal to n1 by n0 cos pi c. From the critical angle definition, sin theta c is equal to n2 by n1. We know that. Otherwise, you may write theta c is equal to sin inverse n2 by n1. This is the definition again. First one we used Snell's law, second one we are using critical angle. Sin theta c is equal to n2 by n1. I am substituting in place of cos theta in terms of sin theta. So you can write cos theta c is 1 minus sin square theta c. I need only cos theta. I know sin theta. So cos theta is square root of 1 minus sin square theta or sin square theta c. So I'm substituting there. Why? Because I have only cos term. That's why that